Hello and welcome to Euronews. The explosion of violence in the Middle East and the ongoing war in Ukraine are a source of major concern for citizens that have lost their trust in the democratic institutions, in the political parties, in journalists, and at some extent in democracy itself. This year's Athens Democracy Forum, under the title The Moment of Truth, tried to offer solutions to the challenges democracy faces worldwide. The International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance is an organization that supports democracy worldwide. Dr. Seema Shah is the head of Democracy Assessment Unit, which produces a Global State of Democracy report.
So we just released our annual Global State of Democracy report earlier in September, and what we found is that across the world, some of the main declines, if you look at 5-year patterns, have occurred in things like credible elections, effective parliament, economic equality, and freedom of expression. And so those, many people consider those things to be the building blocks of modern democracy. And so if we're facing struggles there, then I think there's lots of reason to be worried.
Professor Kalypsoni Kolaidis represented the Democratic Odyssey campaign that convened in Athens a few days before the forum and presented its results. 200 citizens from different countries gathered in the Greek capital to participate in a pilot program and engaged in multilingual and cross-border discussions on critical issues concerning the future of Europe.
In the way in which they're governed. The Democratic Odyssey is a campaign that has been going on for quite a while now, is all over social media, to advocate for a standing body in the EU that would be made of citizens and some non-European citizens, but European citizens who are in it by rotation and who would be a people's assembly, a citizens' assembly, alongside the European Parliament and the other European institutions, connected with the national and the local level. And this standing body would help set the agenda in Europe, would give policy recommendations, as some of the panels that we see already in Brussels do, but more systematically.
People's declining trust in institutions, public entities and politicians, alongside with disinformation, have heightened distrust and anger. Growth Fund, as the sovereign wealth fund of Greece, manages a substantial portfolio of state-owned enterprises. Its chief executive officer explains how they attempt to win trust back.
We do every year a trust index. The trust index is a methodology which gathers information from the general public, but also from focused special groups of people, in order to understand if the public, if these people, they actually feel that they get the services they deserve from the public enterprises that belong to Growth Fund, and if there is trust actually in what we do. And we have seen that there is, of course, a general mistrust of people in the institutions, but year after year we see that there is an improvement, and this improvement is exactly because if we keep consistent on offering and improving better services, and it's not just offering the services, but being very open and very transparent on the findings that we have.
Political parties are the lifeblood of democracy, but there are serious concerns nowadays for intra-party democracy. Political parties need to adapt to the digital era and even have regular updates, as analysts say. Marshall Shep is an international party dialogue advisor at the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung Foundation. He is in favor of a hybrid model.
The paradox for political parties in digitalization is that they, as any entity, as corporations, as organizations, they need to adapt their work to digital tools to make time for more personal interaction. Because at the end of the day, all of us can only consume that much social media. And what usually makes the difference, and that is a learning from many campaigns and from many politicians, is that you meet the people face to face. You have personal direct engagement.
Bringing people back is the biggest challenge for democracy, according to the majority of political scientists. Besides, this is the only way to make modern democracies more representative and, at the same time, bring the political power back to the people.